I'm thankful that my dad wasn't too broken or too old to be fixed or to be saved by God or for God to use him. Hi, I'm Laughner. 4 years ago, my mom passed away, and my dad decided that he was going to move in with us. So I've been a caregiver for him for about 3.5 years. He was really in a bad place when he moved in with us. He was broken, he was sad, he was tired. He had a very dependent personality and just knew that he couldn't take care of himself. In the incorporating him into our family, I took him to volunteer with me. I took him to church with us, a place that he hadn't been in over 40 years. And over time, you could just see his heart softening, him enjoying being at church because of the people and the relationships he was building, and was really upset when he couldn't be in church. So we just saw him starting to soften. This was a complete change in my dad. In the summer of 2023, my dad was diagnosed with stage 3 squamous cell lung cancer. He endured chemo, radiation, immunotherapy, and then developed radiation pneumonitis. He spent 18 days in the hospital, and they called the whole family in, telling us that he wasn't going to make it. By the grace of God, the prayers of so many family and friends, some amazing doctors and nurses, and with a complete change of a positive attitude in Dad's life, he pulled through and he came home. His life had changed, and he was now not as independent and needed to be in a wheelchair. The dining room transitioned to his bedroom, fitted with a hospital bed and oxygen. He was now on full-time oxygen, but he could still be found making cards and sending them out. As this time grew, he went from a person that didn't want to live and was suicidal to a person that was just fighting to live. He wanted to live. He knew God wasn't done writing his story, and he just wanted to keep giving to others. He found such joy in giving and serving. In October of 2024, Dad asked if he could be baptized. He wanted to show the church, show his friends, show himself, and just be baptized and show his love for God. This was one of the most beautiful things I could have ever seen. I didn't think I would ever see my dad in church with us, let alone being baptized. It was such an amazing thing to see God work through him in the ways that he did. In the beginning of 2025, we saw a major decline in my dad's health. We transitioned to the VA home-based primary care because it became too hard to take Dad out. We then joined hospice, and the hospice, with Hope Hospice, they became part of our family and in taking care of Dad. In the last month of his life, God was working in our lives, in his and in mine. God was calling me and letting me know that I was soon going to be an empty nester, and that I needed to find somewhere for Tom and I in this next chapter of our life. We were coming off of some church hurt and needed some place. I started looking at churches and came across Grace Hill, and I knew right away that Grace Hill was going to be a good fit for us. We couldn't visit on Sunday mornings because I didn't have an aide for my dad, but we were listening every week. God was working through my dad, and my dad talked to his aide and talked her into coming and being with him on Sunday, Father's Day. So because she was there with him, we were able to get out to celebrate Tom. And we decided to visit Grace Hill that Sunday morning. And once we walked in through those doors, we were welcomed and loved on like nothing that we had ever felt. We felt like we were at home. When we got back home that day, my dad asked us about Grace Hill. He wanted to know how we liked it, how we felt, how the people were, just really wanted to know all about Grace Hill and that we were going to be taken care of here. Thursday morning, he woke up and he tried to make it to the restroom, and his breathing sounded terrible, and I was terrified. Hospice soon came out and said that we needed to call family in, and on Saturday, he made his transition home. I am thankful that God was working through my dad and transforming him into the person that he was when he left here. I'm thankful that I know where my dad is, and I don't have to worry about that. The transformation that I saw, there's no doubt in my mind that I will see him again. I am thankful that my dad wasn't too broken or too old to be fixed or to be saved by God or for God to use him. I'm so thankful that God was able to use my dad to touch so many lives. I hear from people still today, every week, about his pictures, his pens, his cards, how much he touched their lives. I'm thankful that through all of this, God was preparing a place for Tom and I. I'm thankful that that place was Grace Hill. I'm thankful that we were loved on and supported by Grace Hill. And I'm really thankful that I now have the opportunity to love and support other people at Grace Hill. I don't know where you're at today. I don't know where your story is, but just remember that's just one chapter, and you're never too broken for God to use you.